Hello and welcome back. Well, we really are on the last leg of our journey towards the water. And in this episode, we have to deal with that massive lump of steel called the centerplate. We make the rudder, and with the help of our mate Jeff, we're going to find some of the bits of bronze that we need to help Spirit sail. So we have been talking a lot about how you get bits and pieces for boats, and had great trouble when finding bits and pieces, and we've come along to see our mate Jeff, and he said he's got a box.
I've got a box.
And the box is where he keeps all... Well, you tell us about the box, Jeff.
The box is all full of bits that have come off boats that I've either taken to bits or restored or replaced or this, that and the other. But you don't want to throw bits away because you never know when they're going to come in useful. And actually, I'd much rather that bits of boat would go towards your boat and be used rather than sit in the box and never be used there again. So I've got all sorts of bits of brass and bronze here. There's some jam cleats there that I think you might be able to use.
Great. Ah, fantastic.
There's some various screw-in bronze eyes that I'm sure you can
Yeah,
use for something.
that'll be really helpful.
What's that you have in your hand there?
This came off a Rancer 14 dinghy that I did a lot of work on, and I think, as I recall, it sits on top of the rudder stock so that the uphaul for the rudder plate comes up through that, and then the line goes forward and is then made fast on the tiller for when you want to lift your rudder blade up. So
Brilliant.
Just when we put the camera away and we're about to go, Jeff gave us this incredible piece of bronze, a keel band from a boat that was almost identical in size to Spirit.
Nice.
Ooh, it's bloody heavy.
Is it liftable by one man?
Just about, yeah. So that is the next conundrum.
Well, how to get it in?
How to get that in the boat. This is the pattern. So it should go in like that once we've located where the pin goes. However, lifting 300 tons of centerplate across the boat like that, up like that, and put it in like that ain't gonna work.
But we've got blocks and tackles.
But if we got the boat centerplate like that, get the boat in position, get it, then lower it down like that, like that, like that.
Yeah.
It won't go any further. However,
But
once the pin's engaged, we can then
as long as we use blocks, tackles, pulleys, ropes,
and about 50 people.
I think we can do this if we just. So we would put. No, it's easier that way.
Okay. You forget the whole heavy centerplate thing.
Yeah.
To get these patterns working.
Yeah.
Once the patterns are working,
we're going to have to lift.
We can then worry about.
We're going to have to lift her up
thing.
to do that.
Yeah. That's a bit of a pattern, so that we can then work out by doing this whether the whole thing swivels without interfering.
John is being the human.
So I'm now being the human pivot. No, look, you're not using the human pivot. It's going all over the place.
I was a better human pivot than you are.
Yeah, all right, swap over then. Come on.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
There we go. Human pivot.
I think that's unfair to blame the pivot.
No, it
I think
is.
the
I was a much
operator.
better human pivot. Look at that. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
there we are. So that's now going to go like that,
Yeah.
okay? There it is. I can't get the camera to work here. Right, okay. That's going like that,
Yeah.
and then that's going to drop like that. And the
Yeah.
important point is, I'm sure this is as clear as mud. That front edge is not going to bang up against the support that is behind the centre. Are we saying, after a great deal of scientific thought, that that's about the right place to drill the...
Well, we think it is,
We think it is.
but
How we doing?
yeah, this is where you are.
Right. This is my fear. We've got the pivot maybe just a little bit low, so there's just a little bit of centre plate sticking out there. Really, in an ideal world, I'd like it up another inch or so, tucked away quite quietly in there, right at harm's way. So we might have to play with that. What I really don't want to do is mess about with the pivot and change the position of the pivot if we can help it.
Okay, say when.
Okay, we'll do.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, good, well done. Okay, now it's getting a bit pivoty now, so you may just need to kind of take a little bit of weight.
That's all right. Is it supported now? Or,
It's sort of supported.
okay, I'll just keep it.
Okay, with 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Good.
It's coming up now. I can see it now.
Good. 3, 2, 1. Oh, right, something's going on there. Shit. So, okay. I'm just going to pull it back. You're going to take the weight as you cut it. Very good.
Okay, tied off here. We may need to
Okay, that's good. Can you just summarise for us our complete lack of confidence in what we're about to do?
Well, I think we aren't totally confident about what we're doing because we don't quite understand the whole pulley winch thing and how it works. That could be because it's towards the end of a working day.
What we do know is we got the heaviest lump of metal this side of the space shuttle.
Yeah.
And we've got a sort of piece of dynamora, which is supposed to have a 1.5 ton braking
I have
strain.
confidence in that. I think that probably has a 1.5 ton.
And somehow this winch has got to pull all of that back up in the boat without the boat braking.
And then you clean it off. Straightforward. So it does appear to work. It doesn't look very heavy, but how could it be otherwise?
So what we've discovered is that the centre plate sticks out the bottom of the keel by 2 inches at this end. And by very carefully doing all kinds of complicated mathematical equations with a large piece of paper and
Involving the 2 adjacent sides.
which involved basically just drawing it out and messing about a bit, we have come to the conclusion that if we take off 1/4 of an inch here, that will then raise that centre plate at the far end by the required 2 inches. So we're just grinding down literally 1/4 of an inch off of this kind of pivot area here. And in order to do this, we've had to put the centre plate in, work it all out, take the centre plate out, work it all out, put it on the bench, grind it, and then we've got to get it back in the boat. This is a really good example of the kind of job that we do a lot of at the moment, and we hardly think it's worth filming, but actually it's a really important part of the whole process, which is not the kind of interesting bit, is it?
And
really?
the grinding's quite pyrotechnic. Lots of pyrotechnics in the grinding.
Yeah. Just steady the boat. That's now there. Let's see what's happening underneath. So this is now a very, very anxious moment. I cannot see.
No, you're there.
I can see Conor, but I can't see a centre plate. So that's quite good, isn't it?
That is very...
That's what we wanted to happen.
Yeah.
It's only just, but it's...
Well, you don't want it. I mean, there's no... It only just will do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll live with that.
Get out before it falls in your head.
Right, okay.
Conor McGee underneath the boat at John Seale's house.
So Conor has to lift this off like that, then navigate under those various bits of wood, throw a few pieces on the floor, and then get it back on there.
This is my favourite one because
And that winch.
It's not unlike my kitchen cupboard. You displace more stuff than you actually need. It's kind of it.
So Conor, remind me of the lifting of that winch. What's the lifting strain of that winch?
Lifting strain on that winch is 1 ton.
So you've just lifted 1 ton.
That's nothing.
Only not even a year after major heart surgery.
That's nothing. Nothing. And
It's like this.
I've been known to kick sand on people's faces, so just behaviour.
This is like working with the bionic man. Thanks very much for watching, and also thanks so much for all the encouragement that you've been giving us along the way. The comments that people write are really interesting and helpful and great to read, and we do try to get back to everybody who writes to us. Next time, well, maybe.